Every shadow holds a dark secret. But the truth always leaves a scar. Welcome to True Crime Chronicles.
Warning, some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. This video is intended for informational and educational purposes only. The content presented is based on publicly available court documents, news reports, and official records. All individuals are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Welcome back to True Crime Chronicles. What happens when a picture-perfect suburban life begins to crumble? For one Minnesota woman, the answer was a descent into violence, an affair with her own cousin, and a night of terror that left a 10-year-old boy an orphan. Today, we're diving into the case of Jennifer Lieber, a woman who went from quintessential suburban hockey mom to a convicted killer serving 25 years for murder. This story has everything: $1 million mansion, a secret affair, a night fueled by blackberry brandy, and a young witness who saw it all. This is the case of Jennifer Lynn Lieber. On the surface, 45-year-old Jennifer Lieber had it all. She lived in a stunning mansion in Credit River, Minnesota, near the wealthy enclave of Prior Lake. She was the estranged wife of Stuart Lieber, a pilot for Delta Airlines, and was known as the quintessential suburban hockey mom, complete with the home and the family. But behind the closed doors of that beautiful home on Century Lane, Jennifer's life was in turmoil. She was in the middle of a bitter divorce from Stuart, and the financial and emotional strain was taking its toll. It was during this vulnerable time that Jennifer allowed her first cousin, David Joseph Nanovic, and his 10-year-old son to move into her pool house. They had come from Pennsylvania. What started as a family member in need quickly turned into something else, a romantic relationship between Jennifer and David. To the outside world, it might have seemed like a scandal, but inside the house, it was quickly becoming a living nightmare. The prosecution would later detail how the situation in the Lieber house was volatile. David's 10-year-old son, who would become the star witness in the trial, told investigators that living in that home was like living in hell. The boy described a pattern of physical abuse and claimed that Jennifer, particularly when drinking, would hurl insults and racial slurs at his father. This was the environment on the night of March 4th, 2024, a night that would end in tragedy. It was a Monday night. Jennifer, David, and the 10-year-old boy were all sitting on the couch watching TV. But Jennifer had been drinking heavily, a combination of beer and blackberry brandy, and her mood shifted. She became agitated and did something that would set the night's tragic events in motion. She retrieved a handgun. Prosecutors say Jennifer started waving the gun around, threatening to kill herself, David, and even the young boy. Fearing for their lives, David and his son fled the main house and retreated to the safety of the pool house. Not long after, Jennifer's 2 biological children, who were also in the house, went to the pool house and told David and his son that their mother was acting crazy. But then came a fatal turn. One of Jennifer's children called David, asking him to check on the dogs in the main house. Both David and his son tried to approach the house, but Jennifer met them outside. She fired a shot, telling them not to come in. Terrified but needing to check on the animals, David tried again. This time, he went alone. His son watched as his father walked up to the main house, his hands raised in surrender. It was the last time the child would ever see his father alive. Inside the home, a struggle had taken place. David Nanovic was found at the bottom of a curved staircase, covered in blood, with a gunshot wound to his forehead. He was pronounced dead at the scene. When deputies arrived at the home, they found a chaotic scene. Jennifer's soon-to-be ex-husband, Stuart Lieber, had called for a welfare check, reporting she was acting weird and had threatened suicide. Outside, a friend of Jennifer's met the deputies, relaying that Jennifer had called her in a panic, saying, "There is blood everywhere, and it's not my fault." Jennifer herself was found outside and told deputies, "I really effed you up." The night of the murder, Jennifer told her friend a story that David came at her with a gun. She kicked it, and the gun went off by accident. Her defense attorney, Krista Groshek, would later run with this narrative. She told the jury that David was the aggressor, that he had been physically violent, and that during a struggle, he either pulled the trigger himself or the gun accidentally went off after Jennifer kicked it. She attempted to paint Jennifer as a desperate woman who fought for her life and claimed he died and she lived. But the prosecution had a very different version of events, and they had a key witness to prove it. David Nanovic's 10-year-old son was the one who saw it all. He told detectives that Jennifer was the one in control of the gun all night. He corroborated the state's timeline and painted a damning picture of her actions. He told police that his father was at the bottom of the stairs, trying to come up, when Jennifer fired. Assistant Scott County Attorney Elizabeth M. Johnson argued in closing that Jennifer snapped. She took that gun, placed it to the left side of his head, and fired. He didn't stand a chance. The prosecution argued that Jennifer was at the top of the curved staircase with the gun. She had the advantage and, in a moment of rage, executed David as he tried to come up. The jury believed the story of a terrified 10-year-old over the claims of an alleged accidental shooting. After a 2-week trial, Jennifer Lieber was found guilty of second-degree murder. On April 7, 2026, Jennifer Lieber was sentenced to 306 months in prison, that's over 25 years, behind bars for the murder of David Joseph Nanovic. For the family of David Nanovic, this verdict brought a measure of justice, though nothing can bring back a father and a cousin taken too soon. Sheriff Luke Hennon, whose office investigated the case, released a statement after the verdict saying, "The successful prosecution of this case reflects the commitment of our investigators and our partnership with the Scott County Attorney's Office to seek justice for victims of violent crime. Our thoughts remain with the family and loved ones of David Nanovic as they continue to navigate this loss. The young boy who witnessed his father's murder has been left to carry that trauma for the rest of his life. His bravery in testifying was the cornerstone of the prosecution's case." What do you think? Was this a crime of passion, a moment of someone snapping under the pressure of a collapsing life? Or was it a cold-blooded execution, as the prosecution argued? The case of Jennifer Lieber shows us that sometimes the most dangerous people are the ones hiding behind the white picket fence. It also reminds us that even the smallest witnesses can hold the key to the biggest truths. Thanks for watching True Crime Chronicles. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Let us know in the comments below. Do you think the sentence was fair? Until next time, stay vigilant, stay compassionate, and keep seeking truth.